Now, the role of a football agent on transfer deadline day has always fascinated me. Just what exactly is involved behind the scenes to make all those deals actually happen? Well, a little earlier I spoke with Rawad Kassis, who began by weighing up all that Chelsea activity this day.
I think Chelsea they take right decisions. They are well organized in terms of scouting. We've seen recently they've done the right moves. And I think having Quadrato, it's a big plus for them, for the club. They are in need of this position. It will help them a lot. It will fill the emptiness they might have in the next leg of the season.
You certainly assume that Jose Mourinho know what he's doing, but I want to ask you specifically about you yourself, what transfer deadline day so far has been for you. We've seen a lot of young players on the move, Martin Odegaard to Real Madrid, but I want to talk specifically about one young Brazilian player, Gerson, who you're handling as well.
It was a quiet market, let's say. Yeah, we saw a lot of young players. Talking about Gerson is a super promising talent who plays for Fluminense. Recently, he was approached from several clubs. All the European clubs, they were on him. They showed interest, and they think he can be a super big talent in the future. At the end, nothing is close till now. We are still in talk with several clubs. He's very close to the Italian league. This is all I can say for the moment. And the next 4 days will be much more clear. Definitely when I'll say the next 4 days, knowing that the window will close at tonight, because he's a 17-year-old kid and he needs to wait till 18 till he join a European club. So the club will sign him now and then he will join maybe when he will turn 18 years old. And I want to take the opportunity maybe to deny something. I've read in the press that this player belonged to a certain club funds the last 2 weeks. I can assure that this player belonged to a fund called Mangrove. It's a Luxembourgish fund.
All right, well, thanks for making that clear. You're certainly teasing us there regarding his future, but you mentioned how quiet it's been. I couldn't agree more. We were just saying in the office, where are these blockbuster deals? Why has it been so quiet so far this window?
It's always January. It's never a big transfer window, but especially this year, clubs are being more picky maybe on how spending their money. Maybe the finance are not that big, so they are being slow on taking decision, or they prefer to wait maybe after summer. We don't have to ignore the African Cup, so maybe all of this African players, they didn't have the chance to move because all the clubs were scared because they are the African Cup. Maybe they will get injured, they will not enter in the system of the new clubs, so that's why we don't have to ignore the fact of the African Cup.
Before we go, I just want to ask you one final question. I'm always fascinated by this. What's the most unusual thing a player has asked you to get for him?
That's a good question, actually. Unusual thing, there's nothing unusual. They always want to secure their life. You know, a football player have a short life, let's say, and he's always scared about his 10 or 12 years to pass. So they want to secure a good sports and financial career, sponsorship-wise. For me, the most unusual thing when a player refused to go to his national team. Voila.
There you go. It says it all. There you go. Many thanks for joining us, Rawad Kassis. We certainly appreciate your time.
Thank you, Patrick.